to my channel. My name is Miracle, Mimi for short. If this is the first time seeing my face, you're welcome. So our next video is from Candace Owens. He said, a short history of slavery. Let's check this video out. Let's check it out.
And now for a brief history of slavery. Here's the first thing you need to know. Slavery was not invented by white people. It did not start in 1619 when the first slaves came to Jamestown. It existed before then. It did not start in 1492 when Columbus discovered the New World. In fact, when the intrepid explorer landed in the Bahamas, the native Taino tribe hoped that he would help them defeat their aggressive neighbors, the Caribs. The Caribs enslaved the Taino and, on occasion, served them for dinner. Slavery existed in Africa, Asia, and the Middle East. The word slave actually comes from the Slavs of Eastern Europe. Millions of them, all white by the way, were captured and enslaved by Muslims in the 9th century and later by the Ottoman Turks. Slavery existed when the Roman Empire controlled the Mediterranean and most of Europe from the 1st through the 5th centuries. Slavery existed when Alexander the Great conquered Persia in the 4th century BC. It was so common that Aristotle simply considered it natural. The slave-master model was just how the world operated in the great philosopher's day. Slavery existed during the time of the ancient Egyptians 5,000 years ago. As far back as we can go in human history, we find slavery. As renowned historian John Steele Gordon notes from time immemorial, slaves were a major item of commerce. As much as a third of the population of the ancient world was enslaved. Here's the second thing you need to know. White people were the first to formally put an end to slavery. In 1833, Britain was the first country in the history of the world to pass a Slavery Abolition Act. They were quickly followed by France, who in 1848 abolished slavery in her many colonies. Then, of course, came the 13th Amendment in the United States Constitution. After centuries of human slavery, white men led the world in putting an end to the abhorrent practice. That includes the 300,000 Union soldiers, overwhelmingly white, who died during the Civil War. Now, am I saying that this makes white people better than anyone else? Of course not. My purpose here is to simply tell the truth, and the truth is that human history is complicated. No one, regardless of skin color, stands guiltless. Yet today we are never told to consider the murderous Persian Empire or the cannibalism of indigenous tribes of North and South America or the heinous actions under the imperialistic Muslim, Chinese, Mongol, or Japanese empires, to name just a few. Instead, we're told that slavery is a white phenomenon. And like all persistent lies, this lie spawns a bunch of other lies. On social media, I come across extraordinary depictions about how Africans lived like pharaohs before Europeans came and laid waste to their paradise. I wish any of this were true, but it's not. It's a fantasy. The truth is that Africans were sold into slavery by other Black Africans, and in many cases, sold for items as trivial as gin and mirrors. Whites didn't go into the interior and round up the natives. They waited on the coast for their Black partners to bring them Black bodies. The stark reality is that our lives had very little value to our ancestors. Here's the third thing you need to know. If you think slavery is a relic of the past, you're wrong. There are some 700,000 slaves in Africa today, right now. That's the lowest estimate I could find.
Now. Yes.
Other sources say there are many more. For context, that's almost twice as many slaves as were ever brought to the United States. Child soldiers, human trafficking, forced labor, these are the conditions that currently exist within the same sub-Saharan region where the transatlantic slave trade originated. African bodies are being sold today like they were sold then, and no, they are not being purchased by any country of white men. In fact, slavery, by any traditional definition, is exclusively practiced today within non-white countries. But we hear almost nothing about that. just like we hear nothing about how slavery was universal until good people in Europe and America ended it 2 centuries ago. Why? Because our so called leaders, black and white, wouldn't profit from it. Black victimhood is nothing if not profitable. It elects politicians and funds racial grievance groups. And if Black Americans began to view themselves as partners in the American dream, if we embraced the patriotic spirit that holds all men are created equal, the
Yeah.
patriotic spirit that is our real heritage, then the race hustlers would soon be out of business. And who wants that? I'm Candace Owens, author of Blackout for Prager University.
Well, guys, like during this part side of what Candace always said, I totally agree with her. Like right now, even yesterday, said there was a news of some children being kidnapped when going to school in a school bus. Are you seeing that? That's why some people are even afraid. Even me too, I'm afraid to enter taxi or even public transport. Sometimes I just say, is it by force to go? I'll just start because I'm scared. Nobody knows tomorrow. Nobody knows. But if you go out there, what will happen? The blacks are selling each other, as in right from when I think my mom even told me something about that. That the whites, they sell themselves. That's why people of those days, people are scared of going to the farm. People are scared of going to the market because one of your black brothers might just come out from nowhere and catch you, and straight before you know it, you have been sold to the white people. Especially there's a place here in Lagos. My mom told, is it in Badagry? Is it there's a place called is it no going back? Abi what? No man's land. Abi there's something like that. I've forgotten about it, but all I have to just say is that we should just stop all this. If the whites were included in this African soul of a thing, you see them shouting racism, this one pointy fingers, this one did this one did that. Come on, we are all created equal. Like I said, we should put all those things at back and focus on the future, focus on what is happening now. People are dying, people are dying of food, people are dying of things, our bad economy. We should focus our energy on it and make our future bright, make our future that is ahead of us good. We should come together to join hands and fight off this evil. Because you see, every day you be hearing different news, every day you be hearing different stories, even kidnapping, like sex trafficking, drug abuse, and the rest of them. Like I really enjoyed this short history from Candace Owe, and it was just so brief and it was just so simple for someone to understand. And I just like thank God for everything, that this slavery of a thing is a little bit over, but it's not over because it's still existing right now. It's still existing. Yeah, it's still really really existing. I just pray God will give us the grace to overcome all these temptations and all these things. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Like, watch, and subscribe to my channel, and have a nice day ahead. Bye bye.